Hello, my name is Lisa Ernst. I'm a web designer and developer, and I've started this channel to provide people with tips and techniques on how to manage their WordPress website. And I'll be covering things like page builders, elegant themes Divi primarily, sometimes Elementor, and also be covering various plugins that extend the functionality of a WordPress website. And I might even be going into Squarespace and Shopify as we go along. You're always welcome to leave a comment on any of the videos and asking me questions, and also if there's something that you're stuck on or you'd like to see a video on it and it pertains to WordPress, Elegant Themes Divi, different plugin that you're trying to use, depending on if it's a free plugin, let me know and I'll see what I can do. So today I'd like to cover how to edit text in Divi, how to edit images and buttons, how to copy and paste certain elements that are already on a Divi page, just to save you time and to keep your style consistency throughout your website. So we'll start off by logging into WordPress. Your screen here, your dashboard, might look a little different than mine. That's okay. The thing that matters is we have the same functionality over here, the various WordPress capabilities, pages, projects, appearance, so on and so forth. I'm on SiteGround hosting, so they include these automatically, and I've installed Divi and WP File Manager. File Manager is a plugin that I like to add just so that I can install a child theme and I don't have to use FTP. It is a good idea if you're going to be adding things like this to the hosting platform that you also have access to your hosting either through the back end of your host or using FTP, just in case something goes wrong and the site isn't able to, it might crash, let's say, worst case scenario, or you just get a white screen and you can't log into your website. You'll go to your hosting platform and go into the same file structure that you would by using WP File Manager, switching whatever it was that was changed back, and then your site should come back online. That's a little bit more for another day, but right now we will go to, let's say, the home page. If I had multiple pages on this website, then I would go to Pages, and let's say I had the main page, contact, an about page, a work page, or about whatever you do. You'd see all of these pages listed here. Best practice is not to just call it home page or main, but I will go through that in another video on setting up a WordPress website for best SEO practices, let's say. I'm not saying it's guaranteeing you SEO, but it's best practices. So in this case, I'm going to just edit the main page. I'll click on View, so I can click on that, or I can hover over my WordPress and click on Visit Site. I like to, I'm on a Mac, I like to hit Command and then this link, and then I'll get a separate tab up. And I do this only because then I don't have to keep going back to the dashboard in one tab. At the end of the day, I always have way too many tabs open, but that's just the way I work, and I find it faster to do this, check the page, and then go back and do what I need to do in the back end of WordPress. So see whatever workflow works best for you. Now, in another video, I was editing some of these areas, and I'll go over this with you. As I said, the page or the site is using the Divi theme by Elegant Themes. It's a page builder, and this is how this page has been designed and built. I'm going to enable Visual Builder. This might take a little longer to spin around while the system is opening up. And once we have entered into Visual Builder, you'll see that this says Exit Visual Builder. Plus, when we hover over sections, we'll see that we can now edit these areas. So I'll explain what's going on here. And that is, the site or the page is built in sections. Think of them as containers. So these are blue. Inside of a section, we have rows. Inside of a row, we have modules. This one in particular is a text module. This one is a button module. So I'm just going to explain something. This is how I like to explain what a section is. So this blue section. Think of it as a cutlery drawer. And this drawer has a divider in it, let's say with at least 3 sections. And you'll see this when I go to start up a new row. So this is a row, and these are the columns within each row. So I can pick from any of these. This one, for example, is this structure. So a 3/4 and a 1/4 split. The button's over here, and then this allows us to have considerable room here for a nice heading 1. If I just pick a 50/50 split, Divi comes up with a pop-up window. These are all of the modules that are available with Divi out of the box. That's really handy. And there's, a considerable amount for you to easily build a site with. Some of the most popular ones that you'll find you use a lot are the text module, image, and button modules, and quite possibly the video module if you're embedding video. With video though, I always recommend feeding the video from another source onto the site instead of hosting it on your website due to speed issues. But again, I can cover that in another video. For now, let's enter in a text module. So instead of scrolling down here and looking for text, we can search for it by typing in text in the search field here and click on text. We have another pop-up window. And this is the text module's text. We'll call it a pop-up window. So this is very much like Google Docs, Word, other processing software that you might have seen already. You can do some light formatting in here. I'm going to show an example of a heading 2 here. I'm going to hit my return key twice, go back up, and I'll just say heading 2. Now you'll see that it's gray on a lavender background, which isn't helping us. So I'm going to highlight this, click on this paragraph drop down, and hit heading 2. Now with styling, this is why I mentioned that we're going to go over copying and pasting what's already on your page. And it saves time, and it also allows you to keep a style consistency throughout your page and your entire website, which is what we want to do in order to keep a professional and clean looking website. But just for this particular purpose, I will put in a heading 2, and I'll go and style it. I won't worry about it matching the actual heading 2 here, but you'll know how to do it. So I'm going to hop over into the design tab, heading text, and we said this was a heading 2. I'm going to click on the H2, and I'm just going to make it white, and I think this might be around a 40. Looks like it might be a bold, might even be a Roboto. Let's just see. Yep. Okay, so it's similar, but we will copy and paste a heading so that you don't have to go in and do this every time. Saves you time and keeps that consistency. But now you know where these settings are when you're in a text module. So speaking of, we have gray text on a lavender background. No one's going to be able to see that. I'm still in the design tab. We're going to click text, text color. I'm going to make it white. I think this is also Roboto Flex. And it looks like it's just the standard 14 pixel. So we'll just keep it like that. If I go back to content, text, and we're here in our window that we can edit our text in again. I'm going to make this a link. I'm going to hover over it and highlight it. And I'm going to insert the link by hitting that little chain link. I'll grab my own website as the link. The URL will be that website. This is the text that the user will click on. Because I'm on an external source or a website, not this particular website, I'm going to an outside website, which is my own site. I'm going to open that up in a new tab or new window. If you're just going to stay on your own website, let's say you're linking to a blog post or your about page, then you can just keep this as none and you'll just stay in the current tab. We want to keep people on our site. We don't want to lead them off of a site. We don't mind doing that in a new tab, but we don't want to have them hitting the back button to get back to our website. Some people might not even bother doing that and they'll just leave altogether. So we don't want that. So we're going to hit on, click on OK. Now we have a link. We might not like the blue. That's easily changed by going back into design, text. Here's the link. You can make it green if you want. Now, when I set up a Divi website, I use the client's branding colors, and I will set it up so that their branding colors, along with a black or a dark charcoal, let's say for your default text, and a white are always available, but you've got these 6 other slots for the branding colors, and it really makes it easier for the end user or the client or you yourself if you've built a site in Divi and you want to not have to remember your hex codes all the time for your colors, then they're already in here. So I'll make a video up on that too, how to set up Divi, and just some little tips that make the site easier to work in another video. But for now, we've made that green. We'll pretend that that's okay, and we'll save the changes. Now we've saved the module changes. We haven't saved the page changes. In order to do that, we want to hover over this purple button at the bottom of the screen and expand it. And we want to click Save, which is that green button over on the lower right-hand side. You'll get a little check mark letting you know that you've saved the page, and I always recommend every change you make, save the page. The browser could refresh. I have had that happen, and you could lose, let's say, 3 or 4 changes and you have to go back and do them again. Or worse, let's say you stopped for lunch and you didn't save your changes, something happened, your laptop ran out of battery, the browser refreshed, you've now lost your morning's changes. We don't want that. Always hit save. Okay. So I mentioned that we can copy and paste and move things around in Divi really easily. I'm going to show you that now. This is a text module where I've just left a heading 2. You see when I hover over it, I can see these little 3 little dots. I can click on that and say copy module. I can paste it anywhere here. I can hover over this plus button and hit Command V or Control V on Windows, Or I can hit the green dot or the three dots and paste the module. And there's the heading 2 there. I can do the same with anything on the page. Copy the module, go down here, paste the module. Sometimes you might find that there's not a module already present so that you can find those green dots. This way you can just Command V or Control V and you should be able to paste that button module in there. Aligning issues, let's say it worked here, but this is now left aligned. Hit the cogwheel, go over to Design, Alignment, and we're going to center align it. And we'll say we like it center aligned for this purpose. And I'll just scroll down to this page, this row here. So this is a good example of a half and half split. I didn't make any changes, so I can just X out of that. And what this allows us to do, I'm just going to delete that image. I can duplicate that image, and it's a little bunched up here. But let's say I wanted another image there. I'd hit the cogwheel. I'm going to change this image to this one. Upload the image. And we want to add a bit of padding or margin here. So I'm going to go over to Design, Spacing. And I'm just going to give it maybe a 20, padding. I'm just going to give it maybe, wrong one here. Top, there we go. I'm going to give it maybe a 40. That's okay. Everything else is fine. So I've just added another image there. If I want to, I'm going to delete this one. If I wanted to place another one of these images, because I've added this padding here, it's handy to copy this module and go down here. I'm going to paste this module here. I've just added an image here. So you can see how easy it is to move things around, copy and paste them. If I wanted to move this right over to the other column, I can just hover over this little, looks like a little cross, hold my mouse down, drag it over, and you'll see a little bit of a highlighting happening here. What that means is anywhere I'm going to hover and drop it, that's where it's going to end up. Now again, we need some more padding here because this doesn't look very good. I'm going to go to the cogwheel, Design, Spacing. We added 40 pixels top. I'm going to try just clicking the link button. It now links the two values together, and I think that looks pretty good. Save changes, save again. Wait for it to get the little check mark, and we know we've saved the page. So I hope this has helped people to learn how to edit text on your existing Divi website. I'm going to delete these blocks because I don't need them anymore. There we go. So those rows are gone. We've also replaced images, so we know how to do that now. If we wanted to recreate or duplicate I did that here earlier. I duplicated this row. I would just hit the duplicate button and I've got a third one. And again here I can take these and I can move them around. I can also go into the column or the row and move the columns around. So this column here would be this one here. I could pull this underneath the other two. I'm just going to drag this over here so I can show you. I've now moved this alignment over there. Really easy to do, and it changes my layout, makes it a little bit interesting. Let's say I wanted this to stay this way, then it's nice to maybe add some text over here and then a couple of images, make your changes to this. So you've got a different layout in this new section. If I don't like it, I can delete it. This was the original. This is one that I changed. I'm going to just delete that one. And I will delete this one. There we go. We don't need 3. I'm going to save these changes. And once you're happy with your changes and you want to leave the visual editor, we're just going to exit Visual Builder here, the upper toolbar of WordPress. And you'll see now when we hover, we're not getting the sections and rows and modules highlighting. And we can just have a look at what our site looks like. And this is how it will display to the end user. And if you're on this page and you want to get back to your dashboard, you can hover over My WordPress, go to Dashboard, and you're back in WordPress's dashboard. So I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to your comments. Let me know how you got along. And again, if you'd like me to make a video on something you're struggling with, let me know, and I'll look at it and see if I can do that for you. If you'd like the video, subscribe to my channel because more videos are coming, and hit the bell so that you'll be notified when a new video is uploaded. That would be appreciated. I look forward to your comments, and thanks again for watching. All right, have a great day. Bye.